Hello, this is Positively Oriented. My name is Ben Steger. I said that backwards, but who really cares because I only have 30 views per video. So guys, come on. You gotta help me out here. Share it with other people who you know needs this video because they have a need for the bathroom. I don't know. Anyways, in this video we're going oh my goodness. Dying a little bit inside. Anyways, while you guys are sitting down at home, relaxing, sitting on the couch, taking your lunch break, this is the perfect time to watch your local adoptee talk and interview other people. But in this video, I'll be interviewing Don for the third part, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Yes, sir. Ciao.
Okay, so I don't think I necessarily have any like generalized advice for all adoptees because I think everyone has like a different path and everyone has like a different story. But what I would say is definitely like stay true to yourself. And there may be people who like judge you. Like I know I've been judged so much in my past growing up. And but at the end of the day, this journey is about you and your life, and you have to do what's best for you. Um, at the end of the day, you make a name for yourself and no one else like gets to choose your path. I personally would recommend studying your birth language. That's just like a personal thing. I felt like when I was like studying Mandarin, it's really helped me feel like a fire inside of me, like when I'm studying. Um, I only recently got into studying Mandarin. I think like a big thing about studying your birth language is that like you kind of have to no I don't know, like for me I had to have an affinity towards it to be able to want to study it because growing up I just like thought it was hard, like I didn't really I thought it was hard and I just like didn't think it was cool.
Yeah.
But then when I started like making more like friends that like spoke Chinese, I was like, damn, I should probably know this. And like hearing like their like lives in like their where they're from, I was like, wow, these are like really cool places I want to like travel to, and I should probably like speak like my birth language. So yeah, and I think like in high school I felt very isolated because in grade 12 I did have a lot of like Asian friends, but I still felt like othered in a sense. And um I really started finding myself when I joined badminton club actually because I it was very like diverse group of people, but it was also I saw a lot of like my own face because a lot of like Chinese people play badminton. So it was quite nice to see that because I go to like a quite my university is quite like predominantly white, but going to badminton club, it was so diverse. So I definitely recommend joining different kind of clubs where you see diversity and where you it's not just like a racing more so it's just like connecting over something and then like connecting over a shared interest and then going deeper into like I guess identity stuff because my first year of university I remember if I like met like a Chinese person, not even Chinese, like Chinese, like ABC, I'd be like, oh, they'd like, I feel like I felt like I could share my story and they could fully understand. When I joined the badminton club, it was like bonding over the sport, and then it what like bonding over culture came with it because I remember I also had a lot of friends from my Mandarin class, and I remember afterwards we'd go to the library and study Mandarin, so that was really fun. And another thing is, I recently joined the Pacific and Asian Studies Student Union, I think, and it's like connecting with people who are open to having these discussions and who are like-minded and want to invest in knowing more about like um different cultures. And in my case, it would be like obviously like Chinese culture. The people I've met from this club, they're all like really passionate about like knowing more about Chinese culture. So I definitely recommend like joining like a club where people are passionate and open to having these kinds of discussions. We met through the what's it called? Adoptee Empowerment Circle, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really helped me like be more comfortable in my own skin, just knowing there's people that are in the similar situation as me and we see eye to eye and I don't even have to like fully explain myself. Because oftentimes when it comes to my family, I have to advocate for like my perspective and things, and I feel like I shouldn't have to do that, but it's just the situation I'm in.
To the point of language, in college, I took an international relations course, and there was a quote that said that a nation is comprised of its culture, language, and its armies. Where the biggest the biggest barrier for us to reconnect with our culture is actually language and being able to communicate effectively with our communities and things like that. And so I think that's great advice to any adoption or
Mhm.
transracial adoptee, that if they really want to figure out more of what composes who their identity is,
Mhm.
to and learn their language. Um, and yeah, community is really strong and important. It is really, really hard to try and look at the positives of all of the
Mhm.
situation, but being present and understanding the pros and cons and being able to know how much you can grow from
Mhm.
these adversities is very important. And that's been my message for a long time. And that's not saying that I do a good job with it either, because I oftentimes go back and think about all of the things that kind of stuck to my childhood that makes me want to come up with excuses to, you know what, I don't really want to do anything today. I have the right to not push myself. I have the excuses to not want to build a community. I have everything, all the reasons are there for me to just be okay with being stuck in the fog, which I'm not sure if you know what that term means,
Oh,
but
do you think you could catch me up on what that term means?
yeah, so being stuck in the fog is an adoption phrase where people are having a lot of I don't okay, I can't actually say what it is for the exact definition because I never came up with it, but
Mhm.
it's about all of the traumas that kind of circulate adoption, having all of these different diasporas, communities, families, friends be all of these small components of what makes it so challenging to kind of fit in along and things like that. And there's all of these different things that makes our perception of the world, our logical thinking, our critical thinking get skewed. Um, and feeling isolated is a big part of that. So getting out of that fog for me is really important because it again goes back to you having your own agency, being able to understand what your present is and not thinking about the past.
Mhm.
So that's those are like my big three things I would say, which are language, community, and uh, your own agency. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I said guys 2 times, 3 times. Well, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video while munching on some snacks, eating lunch, taking a break, doing all of those things. And I hope that everybody got a little bit out of what they needed to hear from the perspective of another fellow adoptee, having her share her stories. I wanted to take a moment and thank Dawn for participating in my podcast. And if you guys want any more information or anything like that, there'll be links in the description below. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. That was so unnecessary. Dying a little bit inside.